Hey guys, Justin here. There's not a rush intro. Departing in 1 minute. Let's get it. I want to check the set though, so that's why I'm running to the front first. If I hear the doors closing, we'll jump right on. Set 20 and 7. Let's get it. Hopefully no weird people's here. There's so many weird people's earlier on. Alright, here we go. That's completely pointless to have the sticker if you do stack it on there. But here we are. Hey, I'm in Midland right now and just took the new 277 run by Path Transit. So pretty smooth. And now let's go and film the train vlog of this month. It's been a while actually. It's definitely been a while, but let's just do it. I'm waiting to film this after Yanchep line started, so that's why instead of just having Joondalup line again, let's just have a Yanchep line for this one instead. Midland to Stirling. Thank you so much, Thomas He, for this request here. I'm just going to say the caption is first YAN vlog because Yan. But let's do it. Departing. Let's take to Perth, and I will have my lunch first, then we'll go to Stirling. Significant changes with Midland Station now. The level crossing right outside of the train station is gone. Okay. Yep. It's gone. 301 is looping a whole big path around all the way to where this level crossing is at the front here to cross over and then go straight back to the hospital and go back just to facilitate all of the stops across the old Helena Street crossing. They could have just run on this side of the tracks, on this side of the tracks, like how all the other normal routes goes, and then just go across the new Kale Street crossing, which is right next to the hospital. But they want to facilitate people going across before the hospital, the section before the hospital, so that's why they do this long loop around. This is the level crossing that they need to use now for the 301 and also the 291 and stuff. So, yeah, unfortunate that it's still a level crossing, so. But all of these level crossings will be removed when they build the new Midland station. I don't know how they're going to facilitate the Midland works. Are they going to just terminate everything at Woodbridge? They might do that, to be honest. Yeah, they can definitely just terminate everything at Woodbridge and then just close off Woodbridge to Midland and then have like a one station 907, or maybe just like before, maybe just like a free shuttle bus between Woodland and Midland, Woodbridge and Midland, just to get the people around. They could just terminate everything at Woodbridge when they're doing the works for Midland Station, but let's just see how they do it. Because they're going to build the Midland Station elevated closer to the hospital. But the stupid thing is they're still building the new car park right next to the old station is. So what? The car park is going to be a mile away from the new station in the future. So I don't know how they're going to do that. And after that, I'm just going to go up to Joondalup. Probably I would just film the cat because I'm just taking off routes. Now I did get one request, but that one will be next time. I have so many videos to premiere for Bus Channel, so I'm lining up all the way back now. Seriously, I need to get those out quickly. Especially the Bustleton videos. Everyone is actually looking forward to them. Next station, East Guildford. Now semester has started, but today is the first week. And is pretty basic, not too many things, especially Wednesday is actually only having, today's break for Wednesday, next week's also break, but then I have 2 days of full day on Wednesday, on week 3 and week 4. And then there will be a very special occasion that I actually will be going to the Midland Curtin campus upcoming for one of the days as part of the kind of like a placement kind of day, but not really. Just like an experience day to go to the Midland campus, which is right next to the hospital, so I would take the 301 on that day. And the school and the teacher, the lecturer already actually said and asked everyone to try to as much as possible to take public transport. So let's see how many people take the 301 that morning. I need to be at Midland. I need to be at Midland by 8 o'clock in the morning. So let's see how many people would take it at like 7:30 from Midland. That would be crazy to see a lot of people using the 301, but should have more people use the 301 now because of the closing of the level crossing. They cannot walk over. But they add in 2 extra stops right across the level crossing just for people to go from the station across, just like how they do before with walking. Because technically, if you take a train to Midland, then take the 301, there should be no charge for the 301, so it doesn't really matter for people to take one more stop. Next station, Guildford. Well, unfortunately, A series on highway lines, they're gone. Yes, they're technically gone now because they have run A series 6 cars up to Yanchep full journey for 2 days. And then after the C series finished its maintenance and stuff, it came back to replace the A series, so which is unfortunate. So, yep, just because I think it's step 129 before died for a couple of days, so it ended off because of 6 car A series already was like put at Newark, so that's why they just said, alright, let's just throw the A series in here, because why not? There's no trains up there, cannot use any C series, no more C series, so why not just throw the 6 car A's which is up there. So, but unfortunate, now it's just C series running the services now, and of course B series. Here we are at Guildford. It is raining today, so it will be raining for the whole week, which is terrible. Wow, I just realized how inaccessible this is. This is literally a huge step here. What? That is so inaccessible. Wow, that's terrible. And terrible peoples. Next station, Success Hill. And unfortunate is that they're not actually doing how the old Swan shift is for the 277 and 280. Did they ever have these things here? Is that like an extra thing that they built up? This part of the bridge? What the hell's that? Because in the past, when a bus finished at 280, it usually continues as a 277 to go to Midland for the Swan buses. But now, today I took 280 on a Welsh pool bus, and then it just goes back as a 280. It didn't continue, and then the Redcliffe one do the 277. So that's why. Which is kind of unfortunate. I could have actually hoped they actually do the old shift, but alright, Success Hill here. I actually marked down numbers, set 7 and 20. Easier numbers to mark now with this. Instead of actually having the 6 card, I actually list out the middle cars, the middle set, just to make it a little bit more conclusive. But right now it's just 2 sets, so it's not too bad. 3 sets honestly kills me on how to actually write it out in the description. But I ended up just write down both of the cars in the middle and then hyphen it. Just kind of troll, but next station, Bassendean. Yeah, I have to actually think about it. Comment whether you guys actually think 307 should also get swapped to PATH Transit, because it's literally a PATH zone for 307. The whole path of 307 is literally a PATH zone. Kalamunda to Midland. Midland's technically also a PATH zone now when there's so many things running up there. And then Kalamunda is basically 307 doing the stuff, but it's run by Midvale Depot, so Wonder whether they should swap 307 to PAF as well, just to make the buses actually a little bit more consistent. Instead of having one random route down to Kalamunda, which is served by PAF anyways, by Swan Transit, so. Ellenbrook line will be starting very soon, and then after that the first section that will be actually running 3 minutes per train, it will be Perth to Bayswater. Between Perth and Bayswater. 3 minutes per train. Yes, not joking. 3 minutes per train. Is it 3 minutes? No, that's stupid. 5 minutes per train. Because of the... Yeah? Ashfield. It will be 5 minutes per train, yeah, because of actually only having 3 lines instead of actually 4. So, I mean, 2 lines right now, 7.5. I wonder how they're gonna do it, because 7.5 right now. They're gonna change a little bit of timetable and make it 5.55, but I don't think so. I think they're gonna try to actually facilitate the transfer as well, which I've said in some of the bus videos, but I don't think they're released yet. Why not just do Ellenbrook as a branch line and terminate at Bayswater? Then they could have used 6 car B series for the shuttle, and if they time it well, then the Ellenbrook line passengers can always just walk across the platform and get another train immediately. And they can use more trains too, like higher capacity. And then if the other way, they can just take whatever train, change at Bayswater, walk across the platform. There should be an empty train waiting for them at Bayswater, so. I'd rather they just do it that way for Ellenbrook line. And then they can just get the train to the sidings and then just go straight back. Don't need to go to Perth every single time for the trains. Especially when off-peak, they could just do Ellenbrook to Bayswater shuttle. Like in peak, I guess you can take it all the way to Perth. But in off-peak, not really having a point. Get in here. There he goes. Made it. Very nice. Next is Bayswater. Let's see how the tracks are going. Change the Yanchep line after that. Should be just a B series. Should not be having any C series right now. That early. Unless, because before with Joondalup line, late period before Joondalup line changed the Yanchep line, that period, after the A series comes in, and then there are regular services for A series. The A series are usually the first train and the third train that runs to Coburn Central for the day in the afternoon peak, and it will come straight back. But right now, no more A series, so I wonder if they just put back B series to replace those 2 A series that usually runs the first and third service, or they actually put in C series for those. Not so sure about that one, but I don't think they park C series in Claysbrook, so I don't think so. Now we've got tons of buses now for PAF Transit. Oh, train coming down. That's pretty cool actually. With the A series driving down like that. There's the tracks over there. Already done. Nice. Literally done already. 3500s are in service in Redcliffe Depot actually for the first few ones. Wonder will Redcliffe actually do some of the feeder routes as well. Bayswater is going to be crazy in the future. Ah, so cool, Bayswater station. Not as cool as Alkimos, but Belk Bayswater is definitely my third favorite. Second favorite is still Subiaco. because of the tracks. When they have all 4 tracks in use, they should be so cool. Now the middle track's already having the tracks laid again, so that's why. Here we are arriving at Bayswater. So the tracks has been laid for the middle tracks. Here we are. When I stand at these spots, I just have to help people to actually click the button because I'm standing right next to the button blocking it. So earlier on, a lady got off at Ashfield there, literally put his finger through my back just to press the button. I was like, bro, I can help you press the button. Just tell me and I'll press the button. Gosh. Next station, Meltham. Yep, here's the tracks. That's the middle track there. That's the track for platform 2, binding right over. You see, why not just use the sidings? Like, they could just drive into the sidings and call that there, bro. Meltham. And Meltham. Now this is a shorter vlog. Next time we actually get another Yanchep line and Midland line vlog. But it will be all the way from Yanchep line for sure, for real, instead of the Joondalup line section. That'll be way long. That'll be way too long actually. So, but the request provider actually provide me 2 destinations to go to from one of the Yanchep line stations. But I chose the shorter one, of course, instead of actually going the long way.
Oh yeah. Were you there? Yeah. When we said we did the tags, we was both fucking funny. Oh, you got that? You done the wide out tag and shit. Yeah, that's him.
And airport line. There that goes. Next station, Maylands. Just film those guys because you can use this clip for reporting if you guys want to do that. Graffiti there. Literally saw them draw on it. So I usually, you know, I never film people, but when people are doing stupid things like that, of course they have to get filmed. I'm literally going to film them too, actually. Got their face on a little bit. That's good. Yep, when people are doing stupid things, they're gonna get filmed. Just like that. And now the sun is out, like what? This is Mount Lawley. Please mind the gap. Now when I go back to Hong Kong, the East Rail line entering and leaving refilm will probably get started very soon. I try to wait for all of the platform gates installed before I start filming it, but I might go ahead and just get some of the clips done when they actually have the platform doors or platform gates. Then we'll wait for some of the stations that doesn't have it, then I will film it next time. Because I think right now it's only leaving behind the curved platform stations. All of the other stations are done already, so yeah, I think Mong Kok East, Kowloon Tong, Fultan is getting started. It's almost done. University definitely not, but University will be done soon. Taiwo should be finishing off very soon. Yeah, that's basically it. Lo Wu, University, Kowloon Tong, and Mong Kok East. Everything else is done. After that, there won't be any more train lines because having platform gates doesn't really mean train line anymore, so it means more like a metro line. And Prospector over there. And they are actually replacement of Prospectors. Replacement of everything by coaches actually one day because of the closure of the level crossing. And upcoming there will be actually more closures. Not really closure, but due to an event, I think. That's why they're actually replacing every single thing with coaches. But it's not too bad because they're long distances. So that's why they don't need to run the inner streets like the normal buses here to 904 and 901 and all that stuff. So that's why it's not too bad. They actually need to replace the coach, using the coach to replace the Prospector all the way to Kalgoorlie. That's crazy. But it's actually just 30 minutes slower than the trains. It's not too bad. But why that thing doesn't say Claremont via Perth up there? I can't troll. But makes it opening on the left time. Usually should set Claremont via Perth. But also talking about something that's dumb, they don't say 221 and 907 in Perth Passport as a limited stop service. Like 361, 360, 362, all of these things actually list on the display board when it shows up on the stands. Like stand 11, route 360 to destination Alexander Heights, and then after that it says limited stop service. But for 907 and 221, they don't say that. They just say Armadale Station. Bro. It's literally regarded as a limited stop service and you don't put it on there. Like, what? I could have actually taken the A series to Yanchep, but unfortunate. Brook. Doors will put on the left. Well, the Include Stadium thing is still there, which is unfortunate. So, wonder why they don't remove that pattern. been a while since I've done a Fremantle journey, but I mean filming, but it's fine. I don't want to film any more full journeys for now. Definitely probably will do a, hopefully in the future, a C-series full journey on Yanchep line. Because I've done a C-series full journey on Mandurah line because they've run down to Mandurah like so many times before. But still not yet up to Yanchep. I filmed the section up to Yanchep, but just want to do a full journey up to Yanchep. And hi, welcome service. That's a trash set, by the way. Oh my gosh, terrible. 124. I'm gonna pause here. So I think change of drivers. Oh, just kidding. Going. Next station, McIver. Next station, Perth. The B series would say Perth for Fremantle, but that's why they don't put actually B series on regular Heritage Line service, which they have to do that in the future. So hopefully they overcome the problem of actually the motor getting heat up way too much due to short distances and stuff. Because they're meant to run long distances for B series, so that's why. Okay. Alright, next is Perth. I'll go down to Underground. Now we'll go to Rain Square to eat something first, and then we'll continue our way down. Not down, actually, going back up. In future, we can definitely do some cool vlogs with Ellenbrook line. Probably do like a Whitfords to Ellenbrook or something. Like replacement as the 355, which for sure 355 will be way faster. Now hopefully they keep 355, which I think definitely they will keep 355. But it's just wonder they were going to build any extra routes. There are so many numbers that they can use right now. The 350s are literally not even used. Except 354, which I hope they actually change the number of 354 because it's so weird. It's not even actually part of the Ellenbrook line and also of the Midvale services. Because we have 353 and 355, these are all Midvale services. Midland, Ellenbrook services. And then suddenly we have the 354, which is Mirrabooka to Yokine. Here we are, arriving. Of course at platform 7. And there's the Midland service. Transit officers, 16. And 46. Arrived at Perth. Let's get off. I'm not gonna send it out unless it's departing like right now, but bro, 3 car at 2 p.m. towards Yanchep. 3 car. What? That is so bullcrap. See how full this is. What the hell? That is so full. Why the hell is a freaking 3 car for this service? What? And of course it does say 6 car again, and then there's a 3 car. Like what? Bro. Alright, going down now. B series has arrived. What is this amount of people here? Jesus. I take the train to Yanchep now. What is this amount of people? And yes, it's just a B series for the W patterns, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, it's so full. Let's get on board. Alright, ready to go. So full. Set 80 back here, 95 at the front. This train runs from Perth to Yanchep, stopping at all stations. Alright, let's go. 3 stations. We'll end the vlog. So full. That's why I never actually film during these period of times. Well, of course, the B series. The C series should come in hopefully later on for like later. It should do a K pattern to start, and then do a W pattern, and then do probably another trip of W pattern before doing the whole trip up to Yanchep to end the day. This train runs from Perth to Yanchep, stopping at all stations. Is it raining? Oh no. Doesn't look like it for now. The sky is terrible though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course it is raining. What the hell am I talking about? No, it doesn't seem to be. It doesn't look like having any raindrops on it yet. Next, I think I'm just gonna go up to Clarkson first before I do the Blue Cat, because do the Blue Cat actually when the school releases, it doesn't feel as weird. Alright, let's get this vlog done and then call that there. Later on we'll film the cat. And here's the rain. Unfortunate. This might be bad actually. Because it might blur out the screen. If it blur out the screen, then we're actually a little screwed. You know, looking through is not blurring right now, so that's okay for now. But it's still ridiculous. The whole week is going to be raining. Oh my gosh. And there's the C series on the other side. I didn't see what number that is, but C series just drove by. Next station, Leaderville. Now C series are finally in regular services. They're in the timetable now instead of actually random trips that is not scheduled. So it is finally running the scheduled services on the timetable, so you can track those around. It's so heavy right now. Oh my gosh. Luckily is I actually don't need to actually exposed. I'm not. Oh my gosh. Screw releasing hours. Freaking A. Screw releasing hours. Damn it. Completely packed platform. And of course everyone is packing in here because this is where the shelter is. At the back there are no shelters. So, oh gosh, this is not good. Is it Bob Hawke, these guys? I don't know, but Bob Hawke is the good school that I really like, so it might be. It probably is going to be Bob Hawke, yeah? Is it Bob Hawke? No, I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Next station, Glendalough. Transfer here for Scarborough bus services.
Next station, Glendalough. Transfer here for Scarborough bus services.
Now, I think I actually mentioned this before, but I'm not so sure whether actually Perth ever has to actually suspend their services because of heavy rain. And also like cyclones and stuff. Did that ever happen before? That actually the trains cannot run because of way too heavy rain and way too windy that I cannot run. And also no public transport. That's basically what happens in Hong Kong. Oh my gosh, you definitely can't see crap now. In Hong Kong, whenever there's a cyclone and a typhoon coming in and the typhoon signal number 8 or higher is raised and hoisted, all public transport services will be cancelled except those that actually runs underground. So all of the MTR services will only run underground when there's actually a typhoon. So that's why all of the outdoor sections will be stopped, will be cancelled. Which the most affected line, of course, is going to be Tung Chung line because they can only run between Hong Kong and Kowloon. Literally Cross Harbour shuttle, no other things. And also East Rail line, with they can only do the Cross Harbour section now instead of actually going all the way up. But doesn't seems to have any typhoon in Hong Kong these days, so not too bad. The one and only line that can actually run a full line is actually Cheung Kwan line because they're all underground. Yep, you're just gonna have to bear the rain now. Wait, hang on. Is the spot that I'm gonna get off later on is Stirling under the shelter? If not, I'm actually screwed. Damn, it doesn't seem to be under the shelter. This is not good. I have to run to the shelter later on. Or I might not even get off actually because of the rain.
This is Glendalough. Transfer here for Scarborough.
Yeah, it's not too heavy. Unfortunately, the next train is just another 10-minute service to Yanchep though. There are no W patterns coming in yet, but I need to go to Joondalup, so I have to wait 10 minutes anyways. I mean Clarkson first, not Joondalup. We'll do the cat last. Which hopefully is still electric, because last time when I took the blue cat, it was not electric. So, but if it's later in the day, probably the electrics are back to depot already, so might be a rigid bus on the cat later on. Which is unfortunate because I haven't actually taken 4001 yet. I've taken 4000.
Stirling.
And there's another C series. There's that one. Hopefully I can see it this time. 129 over there. Just passed by. Yep, C series are in regular services now. They're doing the K and W patterns for now. Hopefully they will actually run a C-Series for full-day service in the future very soon, which they definitely will, because that's the mainstream of trains that they'll be running on the highway lines in the future. So, of course, very soon they have to run the C-Series full-day service. But for now, they're still just running the good old K and W patterns. At least they're scheduled, though, instead of actually the one trip a day, loop around Clarkson and Mandurah, unscheduled. But no, it is a scheduled service, 2 of them running. So I don't think they're going to put in all 3, but at least 129 was there, and I don't know whether the first one was 130 or 131. Yep, C-Series are just replacing the A-Series now, so they don't need any more A-Series probably. There goes the A-Series. RIP. Now, no. Not like saying completely gone for A-Series, because 6 cars A-Series probably will come back as a backup, just like the M trains in Kwun Tong line. Just like the M trains for Kwun Tong line, they're acting as backup right now for Kwun Tong line M trains, which they will come back whenever there are trains actually out of commission and under maintenance. They will have to put the M trains back in for rush hours. So recently there were a lot of M trains actually running back onto Kwun Tong line again because of some of the Q trains and C trains are under maintenance. So that's why. Don't say the trains are completely withdrawn from the lines because they will come back. You see, M trains are back again on Kwun Tong line. So let's get off here, Stirling. It's barely outside of the shelter zone. We run straight into the shelter zone. Okay, we're at the shelter zone. Nice. Off.
Stirling.
Yep, here we are. Shelter zone, no problem. Nice, easy. Hey, here we go. Let's set it out. We'll wait for the next Yanchep service. Next is Yanchep. All stops 9 minutes. So. There that goes. All the way to Yanchep now. Yanchep. Passengers traveling towards Yanchep, your next service departs in 9 minutes. This service stops all stations to Yanchep. And that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Remember to like and subscribe, click the bell so that you can get notifications when I post the first ever vlog featuring Yanchep line. Although it's not really Yanchep line, but next time for real, we're going to be starting from one of the Yanchep line stations. So the next vlog will be in a month's time, so hope you stay tuned for that. Click on these videos up top, remember to like and subscribe, click the bell so that you can get notifications when I post. Check out the links in the description down below for my other channels and my Instagram. Click on these videos up top, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!